Well, here are our thoughts from the office, Redneck's Pride Outdoors. You know, I was asked by quite a few guys as we've got trapping season coming on. A lot of folks have been saying to me, location, what's location, what's location? And I tell them, in order to find location for your cable restraints, you've got to find location that the animal wants to be in. Now, this is a piece of public land, and I don't care if you know where it's at or not. And you see soybean. It's all soybean right there. You got soybean all through there. You got Woods Road here. You got a thick spot right here. All this thick stuff. This is South Jersey thick stuff, man. This is what we're dealing with constantly. Anyway, location. There's 4 locations that's really, really good here. Actually, there's 5, but there's 4 locations. Number 1 location that I find, and when I'm in here, I'm always looking for tracks. I'm always looking for scat. I'm always looking for sign, and there's a lot of critters in this area: fox, raccoons, coyote, skunks, what have you. But this spot right here, is the absolute number 1 spot in this whole place. And what's going to happen here is this: that road right there, and about another 100 feet, crosses a paved road right through there. That road right here continues right on down, and that edge of that woods right there to that corner way down there. You've got then it goes along that edge of that woods to another corner down there, and then it comes up this edge here of that woods, and it butts up against right there. And again, that road keeps going into the back of people's yards back up in there. Okay, so these are the normal natural travel routes. Now, come season, all this soybean is going to be cut down, and the foxes and the raccoons will be able to meander anywhere they want to. Now, you probably can't see it by the phone, but I'll try to see if I can get it. I don't know if you can see that right out there. See that brown spot? That's another edge right there. It goes over to that road there, and it comes all the way over, and just on the other side of that rise right there, it meets the road right there. So that's all these areas in which these critters are going to run. These foxes and these raccoons and these coyotes all run these roads. So this is your number 1 spot here. Now, if he was foot trapping and what have you, this would be right here, would be your spot, okay? But with cable restraints, it's not going to be. What you have is a edge right there, and they're still going to use that edge. Even though this soybean is cut, they're still going to use that edge, and it's going to cut out to that little finger right out there, and then it shoots back around again. There's going to be a trail that shoots straight through. If you look real good, there's a mulberry tree right there, and there's going to be a run right there that's going to cut straight through that thing right there. And they'll run that all down there. Down in that corner down there is another opening that shoots back into the woods, goes that way. So that edge from there to here is another good travel route, even though these beans will be cut down. And if you notice right there, right on that point, I did a video there last year. I put in a scent post or scent site for foxes and coyotes. That's an overgrown area. That's always going to be overgrown. That's probably about 100 feet by 100 feet, maybe 70, 80 yards by 40, 50 yards. It's always going to be overgrown. All right. You get that other spot way down there, right along that edge right there, in that grass. That grass is always there. It's always going to stay there. That's another travel route. You got all this right here. See if I can get back out on it. All this right here, which right up in there is a hunting area. So what you want to do is you want to come to places like this as a snareman, and you look for what I call general location first. Okay. Find out where they want to be every time they come into this area. Where they want to be, or where they're going to be every time they come into this area, is this spot right here. Right there. They're also going to be every time they come into this area, that corner down there, and that corner down there. And that point down there. Okay? They're going to be in those spots every time they come into this area. Now, what it's up to you as a snareman to find the little runs off these corners, off these points, off these sections, where you can hang your snares and set your snares up. Now, a lot of folks are going to ask, that corner down there where this road meets that other road and that road continues on, is that a good spot? Well, yeah, it would be, except for that's all houses up in there now. Okay, there's a lot of houses and yards up in there, so most of your activity is going to be right here. Now, if this was private ground, this would be your perfect location. But since it's public ground, guess what's here? Every nature walker that's around. You got turkey tracks there. You got dog tracks there. People tracks. Matter of fact, when I walked in here, just look to see, because I can always find fox and coyote and coon tracks right here. There was a bird watcher coming from that point back there, walking on up. And he stopped right here and he was looking all up into these trees. I guess he saw some type of a bird he wanted to watch, because he spent a good 10 minutes here looking at these trees. All right, so private ground, you can go where you need to go. Public ground, you got to pay attention to what you're doing, because this is going to be a parking spot right up in there. You got to pay attention to the people. And again, this is a South Jersey area. This is what we're dealing with constantly. But that's a good hunting area back in there, and you can pick out the trails and pick out the little trails that lead into this stuff, that something is going to go on in to hunt. And you find them now. Here it is, August. Vegetation is at its best. So you find these little trails now. You look for them. Mark them in your computer in your head. Then you come back in the fall and you set these spots up if you can. All right. But again, always watching for people and dogs and what have you. All right, just a brief little talk. It wasn't a professional talk. It wasn't a over informational talk. Just a brief little talk to make you think. Okay? I'll talk to you later. Redneck's Pride Outdoors.